Here's the brutally honest truth about running a successful digital marketing agency. I started 3 years ago, and now my agency does multiple six figures per year in revenue, and it's not all rainbows and butterflies. I want to share with you the hard stuff about running an agency, but I also want to share with you how to get past that hard stuff and continue to push forward and succeed in your agency, because this can be a very rewarding business model where you can make monthly recurring revenue. You can work from anywhere in the world. And so, yeah, let's get into it. For anyone here that's starting your agency, you're probably working a 9-to-5 job and doing the agency on the side as a side hustle. During this time, work-life balance does not exist. If you're putting 8 hours a day or the majority of your day into your 9-to-5 job, that only leaves 4 or 5 hours in the evening and at night that you can put towards something. Usually we put that time towards watching TV, spending time with our family, different hobbies. Those will all go out the door. You need to put all of that time, those extra hours of the day, 4 to 5 hours in the evening, towards your business so that you can get it off the ground enough to where you can hopefully quit your 9-to-5 job and go all in full time in your agency. For me, I was working a 9-to-5 job when I first started my agency, working at a mortgage company, and the agency was a side hustle. And it took me about 6 months to get to a point in my agency where I was making enough to justify quitting my job and go full time in my agency. And so forget about your hobbies. You don't have to fully forget about your family. Family is absolutely important, but for a season, you need to put the blinders on, put all of your extra time and effort into growing this thing so that you can get it off the ground and start taking off with it and go full time with it. Another thing you'll get when running an agency, usually towards the beginning of starting your agency, is imposter syndrome. You'll be reaching out to all of these potential clients, telling them you can help them with their marketing and you can get them all these clients and you can rank them at the top of Google, whatever services you're offering, but you don't truly know that you can help them with these things because you've never done it before. When you're starting out, maybe you've never offered that service before, so you don't know what the results are going to be for the client, or you've never worked with their niche before, and so you have no idea what the results will look like for them. And this happens with every new agency owner. You just feel you're not confident in what you're offering, and people can read that. And so the best way to get over this is to get a free client. So get somebody that you can test these kind of things with, family member, friend, somebody that you know that owns a business and you can test all of these different principles with for free. If you mess up or you're not getting them results, they're not paying you anything, so it doesn't really matter. So this is the best way to get over imposter syndrome, is actually getting real life experience working with somebody. And the best way to do that is just get somebody that you'll do it for free. Anybody will say yes to it, and then you can figure out what's working, and then you can offer your future clients whenever paying clients, and you'll be more confident in what you're offering. Another thing successful agencies do that unsuccessful agencies don't do is they work. Plain and simple, they're working harder, they're putting more hours in the day, and because they're doing it, they're getting more results. Now, a lot of people say, oh, but work smarter, not harder. But the truth is, if you work harder, you'll become smarter because you'll figure out faster what's working for you, what's helping you get the most clients, and then you can put all your effort into those smarter activities that you've learned because you worked hard at the beginning. And so start out by working hard, then you'll become smart, and then you can combine smart work with hard work, and then you'll see really, really good results in your agency. So just work harder, put more effort in, treat this as a normal 9-to-5 job if you can. This is something part-time, a side hustle right now. Put as many hours as you can, because the more hours you put in, the more you'll learn and the more results you'll get. It's just how it is. Another hard truth to hear is that if you're not willing to cold call, then this is probably not the right business model for you. I get it. I hate cold calling just as much as the next guy. When I first started, I would sit there sometimes for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just with the phone in front of me, and I just could not do it because I was so scared or had so much anxiety to cold call. But getting over that fear, just the skills you learn from cold calling, talking to people that you've never talked to before, building a relationship with them, and then convincing them to buy your products and services, overcoming objections, doing things that are uncomfortable that you don't want to do. All of these are skills that'll help you in your agency and just any business in general. They're amazing skills to have. And so I'm not saying you have to go cold call all day, every day, but being willing to cold call, because at some point you're going to have to talk to new people that you've never talked to before. And so if you start doing that now, you'll get a lot of skills that'll help you throughout all the aspects of your agency so that you'll be super successful. Another brutal truth of running an agency is that it's a relationship game. You can't just sell a client, say see you later, and never talk to them again. If you do that, I promise they will cancel on you. You need to build good relationships with them, get them to like and trust you, then they'll buy from you. And then once they buy from you, you have to continue to fulfill and make sure they're happy and that they keep paying you every month and they're getting the services that you promised them. I used to sell solar panels door to door in California, and I would go knock doors, set up appointments, I'd close the deal, and then I never talked to the person again after that. The fulfillment company would take over, they would install the panels, and they would take over from there after we'd sell the deal, and I could move on to the next sale. Now, when I got into the agency world, I had a crisis because I was doing the same thing. I was selling them, no problem. But then whenever it came to fulfillment, I wasn't doing a great job with fulfillment. So they would, after a few months, they would reach out to me and say, "Hey, Jasper, we want to cancel. We're just not getting what we thought we were going to get." And so I had to learn how to actually fulfill customers and build good relationships with them so that I could keep them paying me for a really long time. And another thing that helps with this is having a really sticky offer. But even if you have a really good sticky offer, not having a bad relationship can ruin everything that you're doing, and people won't want to work with you anymore. And so, yeah, just make sure to do the bare minimum. Whatever you promised them, actually do what you promised, and you'll have no problem growing. Along with the last point, another thing that's hard to accept is that the customer is always right. They're not getting good results. It's my fault. If I set up a software for them that's not working or bugging out, it's my fault. Even if I know they did something wrong to mess something up, it's still my fault. Just being able to take ownership of any problem that occurs, fix the problem for them right away, and then apologize profusely for whatever error happened, and then go the extra mile and give them some sort of discount or maybe a free month off just for their troubles. Being able to do that, it'll help you keep the customer rather than them canceling on you, which is way better than losing a customer. Rather keep them paying you than lose them completely and lose their business. So just take ownership, and they're always right. Something that's been really tough for me, and I know it's tough for other people as well, as time goes on in your agency, a year, 2 years, 3 years, everything starts to become really normal and boring, and you're doing a lot of the same things every day, and it's easy to become distracted by other business opportunities, and people will start to reach out to you as you have more success, and they'll come at you with all these great looking opportunities, when really, if you just put your head down and focus on what you're doing now and what's already working, you'll be able to scale and grow something much bigger. And so don't get too distracted by other opportunities as time goes on in your agency. There will always be other cool opportunities that look really good, but once you get into them, it'll be boring as well after enough time doing something else. And so just stay focused and keep growing your agency, and you'll see a lot of success if you can just stay focused on one thing and not get distracted by a bunch of other business ventures. And another really tough pill to swallow when running an agency is that failure is part of the process. You're going to have campaigns that flop. People are going to ghost you. You're going to have clients that cancel on you. You're going to have things that just don't go your way all the time. But the good thing about failures is that they teach us way more valuable lessons than we learn when we're winning all the time. Because with failures, they weigh on us more, and they stick within our mind more, and they make us feel bad, and they just make us feel a way that we know we never want to feel again. And so we're much more likely to learn a lesson failing and become better. And one way to get around this is just to think to a greater perspective of what you're trying to accomplish. Look back at the month or the past couple months, and you'll see, hey, this actually was good. We did grow. Even amongst the failures that we had, we still had good growth in our business. And just having that greater perspective of what you're trying to achieve and do will make those failures seem smaller, and learn from them for sure, but having that perspective will help the failures not seem as significant. If you guys are wanting to start an agency, you can join my free community, which has my free course in it down below. It's called High Level Quest. Teach you how to use the software that I use, Go High Level, and it'll teach you how to grow your agency the same way that I've grown mine. And so hopefully I'll see you guys there in the community. Peace.